everybody. It's 10 o'clock on February 14th, 2020. It is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone watching. I'm putting out this extra YouTube video today because I live in South Florida and it is a very solemn day here in this particular area because of the horrific tragedy that happened here 2 years ago. I'm sure you guys all remember the massacre that happened at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School here in Parkland. So, you know, every year I'm kind of at a loss of, you know, I want to do something and I don't know what to do and how to help. So I thought today, just for my own self, and I thought I'd put it out there for others to watch as well, I thought I would put out a little YouTube video as a tribute to them. And I thought I would just take a drive around Parkland, show you kind of the neighborhoods and just, you know, what is Parkland, the area that it happened in, and then I'm going to take a drive past the school that the actual shooting took place in. I have tons of kids that I know that go to the school that were there during the shooting, I've you know, I'm very close to the whole situation. So it's not that far from where I live. In this area, you can't, there's no one that you talk to that wasn't affected either directly or indirectly by what happened on February 14th, 2 years ago, 2018. Either you know somebody that's, you know, no one's far removed from the situation is what I'm trying to say. So it's a very solemn day today. There's a lot of tributes going on. There's a lot of just memorials going on, and the school itself, last year on February 14th, they just closed, and they decided not to even have classes that day. This year, they're trying to get the kids to, you know, go back to school on the 14th. So today, what they're doing at Stoneman Douglas is they're having just a half day, just a real quick day, and it's a day of giving and a day of love. So there's no classes going on. It's all charity work to help the community and to help the school. So kids can choose, I think there was like 6 different activities they can choose from you know, making food for local shelters to, you know, just cleaning up the school and working in the garden and, you know, different things. So the school has been amazing at dealing with this situation. Even though it's been 2 years, I mean, it's still very fresh and very raw for just about everybody. And so the school has a wellness center set up where they have, and this is every day, not just on the 14th, and they have, you know, support, you know, dogs to help calm you if you're feeling stressed or anxious. A lot of kids bring support dogs with them to school. And they have counselors and grief counselors, and this is every day. It is just, words escape me for how horrific it has been for everyone here, especially the families of the 17 victims, just completely innocent victims, children, teachers, coaches, people who just had their whole lives ahead of them. So today's video is just a tribute to them and also to the survivors, the people who, these kids who were at school and, you know, stepped over their friends' dead bodies to run out of the school, blood everywhere, screaming everywhere. I mean, if you could just imagine what these kids witnessed, you never get over that. You know, talk about PTSD. So these kids, every time they have a fire drill, you know, it's that noise reminds them of the shooting of that day. Every time a helicopter's overhead, because there were so many news media, like every little thing is a trigger. see if you guys notice on the tree there, they have, and that's been up, this little ribbons, maroon ribbons, because the school colors maroon. So we're coming up on the school. It is, I'll drive forward and get the school this way. See, there's news media already here today, set up. Just leave these kids alone, man. This is crazy. They have a strong police presence every day here, but yeah, they've got the media set up. Luckily they don't have any helicopters overhead. So I'm gonna go forward, and that's the school right there. And I have chills. It's just so sad. So I'm just gonna go forward a little bit, and then I'll come back around. Just so you kind of have a feeling firsthand of, you know, what it's like. And so, you know, if you have a moment today, at any time during the daytime, just, you know, think about them, think about the victims, think about the survivors. And I think survivors, I think, and this is the middle school. So it's not like the middle school, it's just really right next door. Westglades, I think it's Westglades Middle School. You know, they were affected too. They were on lockdown. They heard all the screams. They heard all the people running, you know, saw the people running out. I mean, so, and now when they go over to the high school, you know, the sadness continues for another, you know, 4 years of these kids coming in. I mean, the sadness continues forever, but these are the kids that were directly affected, you know. So let me just swing back around. Throughout the video, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but throughout the video, I'm going to be listing the 17 victims' names in there. I don't have the names memorized, or I'd be saying them as I drive past as a tribute to them. But I'm going to just write them on the screen, and you know, yeah, it's Westglades Middle School. So it's a beautiful school. It's, you know, beautiful neighborhood. Not that this should happen in any scenario. It's bad, you know what I mean? Even if it's a bad school in a bad neighborhood, this should never happen. I believe it is ranked as the worst school shooting in U.S. history, and which is, who wants that title? That's just disgusting. If you notice, I'm not going to mention the shooter's name at all through the video. I don't even want to give him any reference at all. I don't even want his name to cross my lips. I'm trying not to swear so YouTube doesn't edit me, but I'm just so disgusted by I can't even say his name. Here's a nice tribute they have here, and again, this is year round. They have that. It's just the beautiful so this is Marjory Stoneman Douglas School right here. So this is what it is, you know. They have a lot of fire departments here today, just a lot of extra people on hand. A lot of media set up. I'm sure they're just going to be interviewing all the kids. Look at this is all media. These aren't parents waiting to pick up their kids. This is all media. I mean, I have such chills. It's now we're entering Coral Springs and we're out of Parkland, but I mean, it is, God, leave these kids alone, you know? They're going to come out of school today and they're going to be bombarded by media saying, you know, oh, you know, what's it like to be, you know. See, there's a lot of tributes, a little heart with maroon. It's just, well, I'm gonna head on back, and at least the police are here. So maybe they'll keep the media at bay from the kids. You know, who wants to be attacked by media? And they've gone through enough. So. I don't know, I can't say enough about how horrible the situation is. So if you find it in your heart to, you know, just give a few minutes of your time today, you know, a little thought to these victims and the survivors and the family of these victims. And here's that nice garden that they have. So, I don't mean to put a damper on your Valentine's Day. I mean, it's supposed to be a day of love, and, you know, that particular crazed person ruined it, you know, but ruined so many lives. But, you know, life goes on. People go about their day, people go about their activities, but for so many people, like the parents who lost their kids, God, you can never, ever get over that. I don't care how much time goes by. Every day that must be on your mind. I can't imagine what that's like. You know, I'm not going to get political for sure, because I hate when people do that. But who knows why this happened? What would go through a child's mind to want to go in with an AR-15 machine gun and just, or whatever it's called, automatic assault rifle, and just kill people? I mean, if it was up to him, he would have killed everybody. I mean, what goes through someone's head to want to do that? You know, what happened in this kid's life? Or was he born that way? Was he raised that way? I always wonder, like, what was Adolf Hitler's childhood like? You know, I don't know. I can't even, I come from a psychology and sociology background, so I'm always analyzing these things. Like, how do people get to be the way they are? You know, what makes them want to kill? Are they wired differently? Are they born that way? I don't know. I don't necessarily blame it on the gun. I mean, obviously the gun is what did the killing, and of course if he had just a handgun, he'd probably would have killed a lot less people if those kinds of the AR-15 and guns like that didn't exist. So there's that argument. Then there's the argument that he fell through the cracks here in the system, that he really did have a troubled childhood and did go from, I think he was in foster care. I don't know. I'm not sure it was foster care, but I know he was living with a friend's family, and he just kind of, I don't know what happened to his parents. But I think he did have a very rough childhood, and he was actually kicked out of Stoneman Douglas High School for behavioral issues. So, and then he went to a different, I mean, I just don't know all the details, but he definitely, you know, something triggered the situation for sure. So is it, you know, society's fault for kind of just throwing them to the curb and not recognizing the problems with him and kind of trying to catch them before they happen? You know, who knows? A lot of times you just write off, you know, kids as, you know, they're teens or they've got issues and they'll grow it, and it's scary. You have to be so observant, not just for your own kids, but all the kids around you. You know, are they okay? Do they need help? And, you know, we shouldn't have it where mental illness is so taboo. You know, a lot of people have mental illness. A lot of people need help but are afraid to ask. So, I don't know. Let's just try to keep it together and you know, look out for one another. Be kind to each other. Look out for each other. You know, it takes a village to raise a family. It takes a village to raise each other. You know, we're all in this together. I don't care what color, what race, what religion, what your political views are, what your gun views are. Man, we're just one human race. Let's you know, help each other out. Anyway, that's my little soapbox preaching to you. Well, thank you so much for going on this journey with me. And I hope your Valentine's Day, I didn't mean to put a damper on anybody's day. I hope your Valentine's Day is filled with love, kindness, and just a beautiful, just appreciate each other. Because what we've seen here, very clearly, one day, it could be all over. So appreciate each other and be kind to one another.